Hello, my dear friends. I'm Michaela. Welcome to my astrology channel, Today Energy. This video is a general yearly forecast for 2023 for all of you born with ascendant, sun, and or moon in the sign of Scorpio. So welcome, my dear Scorpios. Let's see the general tendencies for you for 2023 from astrological point of view. Now, on a global scale, I believe this year will be quite exciting with social shifts because we have three altars, lower planets, and the karmic lunar nodes changing their signs. But of course, we want to know if these shifts, if these planetary transits will influence particularly you. For this matter, I hope you know well your natal chart with all the precise positions of the planets and the angles and the points in it. And I mean by sign, by house, and even by degree, because in this video, I'll try to make it as personal and individual as possible, of course, but it never can replace, let's say, a private astrological consultation or a yearly forecast. Nevertheless, I'll do my best. So if you still haven't seen your natal chart, go to astrological websites online like astro.com, or the one I use the most is astroseek.com, and there introduce your place of birth, date of birth, and very importantly your hour of birth. So the program will build you your natal chart and you will see the degrees of your planets and angles. For the sake of this video, I will be sharing my screen with you, so at least I can show you the map of the sky with the transit of the slower planets I will be talking about. I cannot animate this image, but I will be pointing with my mouse what I'm talking about, the signs, the planets, what they will do. And this chart is built from a point of view of a Scorpio. You can see that it's built according to the whole sign system. So if you have a rising sign, ascendant, or sun, or moon in Scorpio, Scorpio automatically becomes your first house. Then the next sign, that is Sagittarius, becomes automatically your second house, and so by numerical order, we have 12 signs and 12 houses. The houses are areas of life, which we will be discussing how they will be triggered by the planetary transits. So for the whole sign system, it does not matter so much the particular degree. That's why it can be used in such a general sense as for this general YouTube forecasts. But I must mention that in my private astrological consultations, I do use the Placidus system, much more sensitive to your hour of birth, and it becomes even more, of course, personal and individual. But let's dive into 2023 for you, dear Scorpios. At the very beginning of the year, we have a very good event for you because your ruler, Mars, becomes direct again after 2.5 months of uncomfortable, slow, retrograde motion. On the 12th of January, Mars is stationary, so he barely moves around the 12th of January, 2-3 days before and after, and then he will gain speed and gain momentum in a forward motion. This is great for you because Mars, you see, rules your first house. So we're talking about your vitality, your self-confidence, your health. How do you take care of your body, like physical exercises? How do you build relationships? How do you start things in your life? Your initiatives and projects will start moving forward. Isn't that great? Of course, on the 12th of January, 2 days before and after, be more careful with your health. Don't intervene into, or don't argue with people, don't participate in conflicts, save your peace and save your integrity and nerves, okay, because that might be a couple of intense days for all of us, and especially for you. Be gentle with your body, with yourself, be careful for small accidents and so on. But after that, your personal charisma will work better, and your personal energy will also grow. Then you can see that Mars also rules your 6th house because it falls in the sign of Aries, ruled by Mars. So indeed, health issues, exercise, dealing with daily tasks and routine obligations and commitments will go much smoother, with much more endurance and effectiveness and efficiency. Also, 6th house talks about work projects, relationships with employees and colleagues and people who work for us, taking care of someone or something, like repairing a property or a vehicle. So all of this also will go more efficiently and gaining more speed as well. From the 12th of January. And last but not least, we see that Mars was retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house. So everything related to passive incomes, shared resources, deep intimate relationships, business relationships, trust to people, relying on other people, managing other people's resources and finances will also gain speed, and there will be more energy into developing these topics. So investments, taxes, insurances, alimony, scholarships, you will be more proactive in seeking those and gaining them, most probably. And 8th house is your house, Scorpio. You're the 8th sign of the natural zodiac. So those are familiar topics to you, like deep emotions, psychological issues, obsessions and bad habits, which you must fight. So of course, having a direct Mars here means that much more bravely, courageously, efficiently, energetically, you will fight your inner demons, let's say so, or your fixed ideas, obsessions, and dependency on someone else, codependency, working with your traumas, with grudges which you hold from many years, and so on. Well, then the next important transit is the one of Saturn. After nearly 3 years going through Aquarius, on the 8th of March, Saturn moves into the sign of Pisces. He will stay in Pisces till February 2026. The same transit we all experienced between 1993 and 1996. So, you know, the key players are the same, Saturn and Pisces, your 5th house. So maybe you can remember what was going on in your life about 28, 30 years ago. Of course, the position of other planets on the sky currently is different, but maybe some similar situations and topics and themes in your life might now come to the surface during this Saturnian transit. First, a couple of words about Saturn going through Aquarius, through your 4th house. It's important because from Aquarius, Saturn was squaring you, Scorpio, and he eventually conjunct your point of home, family, of private life and inner emotions, called IC. The point of IC, which is on the same axis, of course, with the career point MC, right? It's the same line. But most probably Saturn was last year, or even 2021, 2022, at some point he conjunct your IC. Well, Saturn is the big reviser. So he was revising your life foundations. Look at this 4th house. The point IC is on the very bottom of our natal chart. It's invisible for the society and for others. So this is our inner core, our inner world. 4th house talks about our feeling of security, how we feel safe, or how we survive in this world, what we need to feel that we belong to some family. Fourth house talks about our roots. So Saturn is a very traditional and serious planet. So maybe he was giving you this desire to put down roots somewhere, to find your peaceful haven, to find your home, to build your home. Saturn is the builder. He represents the concrete, the mortar, the glue, which sticks the bricks together so they can form a very solid protective wall and foundations, right? Because you cannot build a beautiful house if you don't put the proper basement and the construction that holds all the house together. Because Saturn also likes to test things. You see, his cycle is 28, 29 years. So if he is now in your fourth house, then he was here also 29 years ago. So maybe back then you were leaving your family home to start your own family, or maybe now you do this, and let's see what will be the result after 28 years. Will it be solid enough to withstand the tests of times and the challenges throughout the times? So most importantly, here you have to build your own personal inner core and inner foundation. So you are unshakable, no matter what outer influences come into your life. So yeah, when Saturn is in the fourth house, you have to become your own best self-support. At the same time, maybe you can rely also on the guidance and support of your parents, family, ancestors, grandparents. But for some people, it might feel quite suffocating, to be honest, especially if you have a strong willpower of your own, like you, Scorpio, and desire for personal space, having your fourth house in Aquarius, wow, then this transit can be really claustrophobic, in a sense that you might feel trapped within your four walls. On the other hand, my home is my castle, right? But also my home, my rules. Saturn represents limitations, restrictions, and rules. So either you could not see much your family, there was a sense of isolation and falling apart, or you were revising your past, your childhood memories, your issues from your past, family patterns, family programming, what is still accurate, and what you still need to survive, right? And to live some kind of solid inner value system, let's say. But also what kind of traditions and maybe fears running within your family, or concepts, moral maybe is outdated and you don't need it anymore. You have to build your own. Saturn is the planet of narrowing down limitations, streamlining, cooling off. So maybe you're dealing with a colder home environment, big prices for heating and electricity. So kind of saving on expenses regarding to your home, or maybe overall you have to be more thrifty in life because you just took a mortgage, right? Saturn is very serious commitments and responsibilities. So maybe you started repairing your home, or you started building your own property, or you just sold your property and you're looking for a new one, and currently you are sleeping on a couch of some friends or extended family members. Maybe just you became a parent and now you feel this burden and responsibility on your shoulders, right? Because Saturn is to grow old, to mature, to be responsible like an adult figure, and Saturn himself represent parents. Very importantly, I would say that Saturn also is about borders and boundaries. So either you could not leave your home and travel so much maybe as before, or you learn to establish strong boundaries with, let's say, your parents. Generally, it's a great transit for the psychological process of separation with your parents, meaning you might still live together or you might live apart, but not feeling anymore a child emotionally dependent of your parents, feeling that they are responsible for you, for something in your life. It's becoming absolutely self-sufficient, mature, independent, and see your parents as another people, just normal people and adults in your life. Maybe you were also dealing with the real estate business, right? Because Saturn is a professional planet and talks about career, and he was opposing your MC point when conjuncting your IC point. So maybe there were some changes in your public reputation. Maybe indeed you became a parent, a grandparent, a godfather, godmother, or you took a more responsible position at work, of management, of CEO, or you established your own business, or you moved place because of work, or you spent less time at home because of career aspirations and climbing the career ladder, or Saturn was making you seriously reassess basically where you come from, what is your inner core and values, what is the foundation of your world basically and of your existence, and where you are headed, what's your mission in life, what's your direction of life, what you want to achieve in your life, maybe leaving some legacy in the shape of a company or in a shape of a home and family. Right. So on the 8th of March, Saturn moves into Pisces and he starts revising your relationships with children in your life, others' children or your own. And during this 3 years transit, your children might see you suddenly as a very strict parent, a bossy parent, a preacher, in a sense. Maybe you will become a teacher, a director of a school. Maybe you will establish your own business, by the way, not necessarily related to children, because overall 5th house is our hobbies, but also our own business, everything we create, because we love it. As we create children, we as well create some creative projects, right? Piece of art, something related to our talents, creativity, or eventually it can become business. And here is a good stuff to become more organized regarding to your artistic production and truly start selling it or offering it online or managing it the way that it brings you some income. You see, Saturn is the karmic planet, right? He represents the saying, you sow what you reap. Or you reap what you sow. So basically it's about karma. Some people think it's something scary because they think it's about punishment. Not necessarily. Karma is allowing you hopefully to see this string of events, the causes and consequences, cause and effect, your action and the consequences of your action. So whatever you do, you basically harvest the results of your own doings, actions, efforts, and so on. And Saturn doesn't like to waste time, right? He was the god Kronos as well, the god of time. So that is why in such a lovely house of fun, of romance, of sex, of just enjoying life, going to parties, concerts, and so on. Wow, having Saturn here can be a little bit discouraging. So maybe you will feel, and try not to, of course, go into feelings of guilt, of shame for just wanting to have fun from time to time, wanting to relax. But if you were used to just wasting your time, just abusing with some substances or alcohol, because you see Neptune is also here in your 5th house, then Saturn will restrict those bad habits, let's say. You can have fun in a more constructive ways, we'll say Saturn. Or you can do something useful from your free time, right? Because again, Saturn is practical. If you have some talent or hobby about arts, Saturn here can make them, how to say, like more geometric, more as well, like organized, solid material. Let's say you might like pottery or doing something with clothes, fabrics, or um, sketches, drawing some sketches with black pencils, because black is the color of Saturn. Yeah, it want to be something surrealistic. Just Neptune in the fifth house can give you some touch of surrealism and fantasy world, kind of escapism, escaping the reality and just wanting to have fun somewhere there. Even in a virtual reality world, but here Saturn will rain this down, kind of put it everything into order. And again, you will put self boundaries. And use your time more productively. If we talk about romance and relationships, Saturn really doesn't like anything superficial and mediocre. So you will look for the serious commitment here. Of course, we talk about having children. And I believe if you do have children in the next 3 years, it will be a karmic fated event. I believe that we all carry a soul, right? That it's not like we have soul, that our souls have these bodies and that they choose these bodies, and they choose in which family to be born, to which parents, because we mutually teach each other, the newly born babies, by growing up into some individuals and having this family, these parents with their own worldviews and experiences and character. So it's a mutual hardcore school of life. So basically, I would say that if you get pregnant through these next 3 years, that this particular soul wanted to come and incarnate as your child to teach you something and take some lessons from you. On the other hand, maybe you're in a position that you're trying and trying to get pregnant, and next 3 years, Saturn is not very fertile planet, so might be the opposite case for some of you. But again, think about it as something karmic. That's how it was meant to be. So maybe it's not yet the time for you to have children. Maybe you're not yet mature enough, not yet ready, prepared, and so on. But Saturn will give you time to prepare for this, whether materially, financially, or emotionally and psychologically. Maybe you first need to grow up. Fifth house is the house of the inner child as well. And unfortunately here, Saturn, who usually comes with some fears, self-doubt, shame and so on, can give you, let's say, stage fear if you are a performer, or like you might hesitate whether what you create is valuable enough, is beautiful enough, is unique enough. Saturn is the big critic. So while in the fourth house, you might felt criticized by your parents, here you might feel even criticized by your own children or your lover, or you can become this self-critic. So try to avoid this. And in case you want to perform, don't go into self-doubt and stage fear, but just try harder and repeat many times, rehearse. Saturn is about constant growth, slowly but surely, and through tiny steps, and through mastering things, right? So Saturn in the fifth house can make you truly a not only talented person, but scattered around, but a person who is talented also because he works on building your skills, not only relying on natural talent. And of course, fifth house is about the ego. And here Saturn can first shake up a little bit your self-confidence. But then the harder you work, the better result you see, and other people see it as well, because fifth house is a Leo house, right? So it's about love me, I want to hear your compliments and your applauses. But here you might, at the end of this transit, gain a very solid, firm, unyielding self-esteem without needing other people's compliments and reinsurement. You will know your own worth. Luckily, on this, each planet has a positive and negative side, like the two sides of a coin, right? The two extremes. And of course, Neptune in fifth house as well can act on one hand as too much parties without, without even considering the real life responsibilities, pink, rose-colored glasses when it comes about love. So not seeing clearly with whom you fall in love, being used and abused, not having boundaries. But on the other hand, Neptune will soften down the harsh reality of Saturn. So Neptune still will boost your talents, inspiration from God, creativity, creative flow. And you see from Pisces, both Saturn and Neptune will trine your sign, which is good. So like your sun, moon, or rising sign will receive positive stimulation both from Neptune in a sense of letting go, forgiving, accepting, going with the flow, and as well Saturn having priorities, being able to discern, to choose wisely, having certain serious goals and work to achieve them, right? Have a strategy, have a plan, and achieve some serious material success. Then we will talk about the another very important transit, and that's of the planet Pluto. For the first time since it was discovered in 1930, Pluto will enter into Aquarius. Last 15 years, Pluto was walking through Capricorn, and in Aquarius, he will spend the next 20 years. So it's the slowest planet, it's generational. So truly, we will experience in March, 23rd of March 2023, this historical event. Pluto enters to Aquarius. Definitely, it's very important on a global scale for the whole society. And you see, because it's so slow, in 2023, Pluto will manage just to reach 0 degrees and 21st minute of Aquarius, so not even covering a 1 whole degree of the sign, because then in June, Pluto will be retrograde and will go back to Capricorn to finish something in the last 3 degrees of Capricorn. Here is very important in which degree you have your rising sign, or sun, or moon, and also the degree of your IC. If it's at the very beginning of Aquarius, your IC, of course, Pluto will trigger it in 2023. If it's further away, each sign has 30 degrees. Remember, we have 20 years of Pluto slowly moving through Aquarius. Well, then you will feel Pluto already later in life. Later on. The same goes for your Scorpio positions, because if they're at the very first degree of Scorpio, then Pluto will square you, make a challenging, intense aspect to you next year. If you are further in Scorpio, then you will feel Pluto later. Well, first, let's see, Pluto is even harsher, kind of heavier energy than Saturn. Pluto shares something similar with Saturn in a sense that Pluto hates mediocre and superficial things. Saturn likes to clean things and to leave only the essential, the most necessary, the real deal. But Pluto goes even deeper than that. Pluto digs into your subconscious world to find your true self, your most authentic core. It's a treasure within you, but first he must dig a lot of earth, let's say, not to say harsher words. And basically, Pluto meets you usually with your own fears and limitations and makes you realize them, accept them, understand them, and eventually either destroy them or, just heal them and be reborn, be liberated from them. So in third house, in Capricorn, I assume that's your third house. So Pluto was transforming you through your mind, your thinking patterns, your communication style, your close environment. So maybe you were constantly on the move. Maybe you couldn't form solid, stable relationships with your siblings, neighbors, relatives. Maybe there were some stalkers, someone who was controlling you, manipulating you, someone obsessive in your neighborhood, in your close environment. There might have been some difficult situations on the road. There might have been fears of driving, fears of being in a car on a road, some accidents, right? Because Pluto brings crisis situations, internal or external ones, in order for you to meet these deep fears, phobias. Or on the other hand, fixed ideas, obsessions. And third house is about thinking, ideas. Well, in a positive sense, Pluto in third house can give you very focused mind. It's about deep investigations, researches. It's great for journalists who do political or criminal investigations. It's great for people who write about taboo topics, about finances, about the underworld, about some schemes, about the dangers of life, about mental health issues, and so on. So maybe you were confronted with those situations or topics. So overall, this is how Pluto was transforming you through Capricorn, is through transforming your way of thinking and communicating. Maybe you had some speech problems or self-doubt, doubting your intelligence, your ability to express yourself. Of course, the end result of Pluto transiting your third house must be you gaining absolutely certainty and confidence in your ideas, in your way of perceiving the world, communicating your truth. Pluto wants the naked truth, even if it's inconvenient and ugly and disturbing, but it's about speaking yourself clearly without the need to manipulate others, right? So being self-sufficient, self-confident through self-expression. Also, Pluto is big money and big finances. And third house is about small business, about online activities. By the way, there could have been some bullies online, right? So maybe you had a fear to open a vlog, but if you did, it could be very impactful to other people, because Pluto is also very magnetic, so he can attract multitudes, crowds to you. You could make big money through buying or selling, through trading overall, right? Studies might have been very deep, very intense, very powerful. Maybe you studied psychology. And clearing your mind from negative patterns of thinking, like why you are too harsh on yourself, self-critical, fearing your own ideas, underestimating yourself. If you are a student, maybe you met some controlling and power hungry and harassing teachers or someone at school and so on, but you had to be vocal about this. Share it with your community, warn people about this, and gain your power back through eliminating this vulnerability and fear of someone else's power and control over you. Maybe some secrets were coming out into the surface, into the media, the press. So it's very important with Pluto in the third house to be maximally open and humble and honest with yourself and with others. And then, Pluto will be for the next 20 years transforming your fourth house, squaring your natal position in Scorpio eventually. So, wow, this is a important and intense part of your life. Usually we feel Plutonic energy for 2 years when he's touching some natal position by hard aspect like conjunction or square or opposition. And wow, okay, let's start with a couple of words about Pluto square your sun. Well, you might feel definitely cornered by someone, controlled by someone, and this could be someone from your family. There might be, again, secrets that you had to keep from childhood about family, but now you're sick of it and you need to unburden yourself by telling them out and, stop fearing for your life if you speak. Maybe there will be indeed some difficult situations at home that will make you face your own fears and limitations and overcome them. Maybe there will be big personal transformation as well. If we talk here about Pluto squaring your ascendant, descendant, then transformation through relationships with others, transformations of your body, of your image. Maybe you will do some significant tattoo or piercing or remove those or make some plastic surgery, right? Because Pluto is the metamorphosis, is the regeneration of the body. Maybe you will heal from some chronic illness or have some surgery or operation to remove something which is, poisoning your body. It could be poisoning toxic relationship that you have to remove, even maybe with your own family. Definitely when Pluto walks through fourth house is about submerging into your deep emotional world, your past, maybe meeting someone from your family, maybe doing some intense regressions or constellations to work out some family dynamics, work with family traumas, insults you carry with you, fears to establish your own family because of something you soaked in your childhood. I have seen my friends and clients with Pluto crossing over their IC point to lose someone from family members, at the same time getting pregnant, right? Again, body transformation and huge shift in personal life, getting married, moving house, moving country. Remember, always whatever touches the IC reflects also the cross point MC. So there might be really change of social status. So you become married or divorced, you change your passport name, you change your residency, nationality. There are some big cataclysms and transformations of your career, of your status, of your work. Maybe you decide to dedicate yourself to family business or stay-home parent, or the opposite. Children are grown up. Because also Saturn in the fifth house, I forgot to mention, he might show what's going on in the life of your children. So they might become now adults, mature people who move out, who graduate, who become specialists, who start work, who they might marry, have their own children. And here Pluto transform your home completely. So you decide to go for a second degree or requalify, change your work, and so on. So truly powerful transit, I would say. At the end of it, you won't be anymore this vulnerable, scared child, maybe dependable or dependent on your past, on your parents, on your emotions. You will become tougher, stronger, again, more real, more honest, more authentic, more confident, and cleansed, purged. So like brand new, basically. Like Pluto usually signifies death and rebirth. Like you have this butterflies that first are in a cocoon. It's comfortable there, right? It's the comfort zone, the fourth house. With Pluto in the fourth, you might not feel secure at home. You might not feel stable. Like again, the rug is pulled underneath your feet. because Pluto will absolutely destroy the rotten, the weak foundations for you to build yourself the new strong ones that you can rely on them till the end of your life, basically. Right. Then the next important transit I want to talk about, I mean, really for fixed signs, there were already a couple of years very powerful, intense. It's due to the slow karmic planets and planets of change in your core houses of your natal chart, first, fourth, seventh, and 10th. And we have Uranus passing through your 10th house, through Taurus. In 2023, Uranus will move from 15th degree of Taurus till the 23rd degree of Taurus. So if your rising sign, sun or moon are between those degrees, right, 15th to 23rd of Scorpio, Uranus will oppose you. Oof, that's really interesting, because Saturn was trying to make you grow up and mature, and Uranus tries to liberate you from everything stagnant, from everything that does not contribute to your development, growth, evolution, through other people, right? Because Uranus is in your 7th house. So we're talking here you meeting some freedom-loving, unconventional, weird people, the mavericks, maybe genius people, maybe just highly technological, high-tech savvy people, right? Some IT specialists, some scientists, world travelers, hippies, people who are from completely different cultural background than you, foreigners, younger people, older people, and so on. And they really were turning your world upside down. If we talk about your existing partnerships, then you probably realize that you need some more space, some more freedom, independence. Maybe there was a relationship in internet or on a long distance relationship, impossibility to be together. But this all, again, of course, Uranus is meant to show you your own authentic self, desires, vision. So during this transit, you can be only with people who are your tribe, your like-minded people. No matter if it's a lover or if it's a partner or a business partner, you have to have same vision, same principles, if you will. So of course, for some people, Uranus might bring a divorce, a separation. For others, might bring as well very unexpected engagements and weddings. But it's just, I'm asking all Scorpios not to act too impulsively, not to burn bridges too quickly, not to act because of rebelliousness and boredom. And if you meet such partners, then also just understand that it's because your partners currently are under the Uranian transit, most probably. If we talk about your Scorpio moon that accepts this opposition of Uranus, then probably your emotions were a complete roller coaster. There was this lack, or there will be this lack of routine, lack of stability, lack of emotional peace and understanding. So truly, I would recommend you doing some exercises like Tai Chi, like Qigong. Yeah, it's about breathing, about staying in the present moment, feeling your body, because Uranus can take you out of space with nervous breakdowns and whatnot, like electricity is passing through you. Take magnesium. Magnesium helps very much for the nervous system in your body. Because it can be a bit of a stressful and chaotic time, I would say. Of course, if your sun is opposed by Uranus, then you might feel personally restricted. You're like, you must do something, go somewhere, quit the job, quit the family, take the backpack, do something crazy. You might feel really oppressed by others, or this is how people will feel you, that you are over controlling. Maybe you're partner, your children, your even, your colleagues or business partner might feel you pushy and obsessive. But again, maybe it's just a projection. If you feel others this way, it might be the projection from your side. Of course, the most changes in the relationship will bring Uranus on your descendant, but then it's good to find this balance between your personal identity, uniqueness, and freedom, and the one of your partner. Not to become too aloof, not to escaping responsibility, and because of maybe just fear of abandonment. So, hey, I will abandon you first before you abandon me, right? This comes from the place of fear. So here Pluto will fight this inadequacy. But also respect the uniqueness of the individuality of your partner. Okay, then we move on to some nicer transits. So let's see Jupiter. Jupiter till 17th of May 2023 will move through your 6th house. Jupiter is always expanding and giving more, so he can give you more daily tasks to do, things to take care of, more commitments, more ways to serve people and to help them, more work. But at the same time, Jupiter can expand your team of employees, people who work for you. They might be foreigners. You might relate more to the legal department of your office, of your team, or go to work abroad, or go abroad for some medical treatment, or be inspired by some healers from different parts of the world, different cultures. Jupiter in 6th house can give you more self-indulgence tendencies, so be careful with your diet, with the fats, with your liver. And I'm not saying being too harsh on yourself, but just doing some healthy exercises and lifestyle overall, if you don't want to gain a lot of weight. But also Jupiter in 6th house can give you the right specialists, medical system and equipment, and medical facilities and healing. And then after the 17th, also your pets, maybe you'll buy some big dog or Maine Coon cat, right? The biggest home cat. And then Jupiter on the 17th of May moves into your 7th house. He will manage till the end of 2023 to reach 15 degrees of Taurus. So again, if you're a Scorpio from the 1st to 15th degree of Scorpio, then you will be opposed by Jupiter. And now that's pleasant. That's pleasant because Jupiter will inspire you. You might meet some inspirational figures like teachers, mentors, coaches, foreigners, well, maybe lawyers, tour guides. You might meet very enthusiastic, optimistic people, leaders, very proud people of themselves, and generous. Yeah, Jupiter is larger than life, generosity. So you might receive a lot of presents from your close people. Maybe if we talk about business, then you can have very lucrative, gainful deals and contracts, or a lot of them, a lot of clients, popularity as well. Yes, 7th house could be our followers too. And yeah, generally it's the planet of feel good. It might get a bit overboard and over enthusiastic, over promising, right? So be careful, take everything with a pinch of salt, in a sense that people might truly want to make you happy and take you places and promise you the sun and the moon and the stars, but then realization and reality might be a bit different. But hopefully you will meet a very really people with a lot of dignity, maybe even spiritual people. Right, then on the 18th of July, the karmic lunar nodes, these two figures that look like horseshoes, they change signs. The lunar nodes always are opposite each other. We have the North Node talking about the future, the lessons we have to learn, the focus of attention in order to evolve and develop in life and move forward. And the South Node, who can take something away, who is much more spiritual, who is about ending, finishing some programs. And their transits are usually 1.5 years. They always walk across each other, and they usually go, most of the time, they are retrograde. So on the 18th of July, the North Node moves from your 7th house, from Taurus. So before that, the attention was on other people in your life and your relationships, and contacts and counselors, consultants, and so on. And the North Node moves into your 6th house. So now you develop through service to others, through being useful, through being practical, through taking care of daily routine, taking care of your body, of your health, of the work-life balance, work with other people, hire someone to help you, take care of your pet, take care of the daily tasks, your home, your vehicle, your work, your office, and so on. And a little bit less isolation, less meditation, less daydreaming, less spiritual practices, right? Because the South Node will be passing the 12th house, maybe, and hopefully you will give up on some bad habits, self-destructive tendencies. Maybe you will do some cleansing and purging your body from toxins. Maybe you'll go on diet or doing ekadashi fasting, or according to the Christian calendar, some cleansing of your body. And also it will help you feel better emotionally and mentally, because it's all connected, right? The 6-12 axis is the axis of health, physical and emotional. And wherever we have the nodes, the eclipses happen there too. But next year, 2023, we will have eclipses in like 4 areas of our lives, in 4 signs. 4 eclipses. I'll just briefly mention now their dates and the key topics, but don't worry, if all goes well and we stay healthy and alive, as we say in my language, I plan to go over each event in separate videos throughout the year. So here briefly, we have a solar eclipse on the 20th of April at 29 degrees Aries. That's probably your 6th house, yes. It's with the North Node, and it squares Pluto in your 4th or 3rd house, depends on your personal chart. Pluto will be at 0 degrees Aquarius. Wow, so we have a completely new life for you, new routine, new work, new colleagues, new team, maybe new lifestyle, new healthcare system, exercises. Maybe you start working from home, or it's something related to trading or documents or teaching, learning, short distance travels, and so on. Then on the 5th of May, we have a lunar eclipse with the South Node at 14 degrees Scorpio. Very important for you. If you have around 14 degree, your sun, moon, or rising sign, it will be a powerful time for letting go, for forgiving, for changing, like shedding the old skin, preparing for the new, but first, like, outgrow something from your own behavior patterns. Relationships might illuminate or end and change, and so on. Then we have a solar eclipse on the 14th of October at 21 degrees Libra. You see, that's your 12th house. So it's with the South Node, right? So it's about letting go something, ending something, healing, or maybe relocating, immigration, meeting someone from different country, online activities. And then we have a lunar eclipse on the 28th of October at 5 degrees Taurus. So your 7th house, most probably, and with the North Node. Yeah, so here we have you have possibility for new relationships, new contracts, or maybe changing or finishing the old ones. All right, so now a couple of words about the other benefic planet, Venus. Normally, Venus goes through each sign in 1 month, but in 2023, she will spend 4 months in Leo from 6th of June till the 10th of October. That's great news, especially if you have here your MC line, MCIC, but in Leo should be the MC, because that means that Venus will stay really long time, and even most probably 3 times crossing your MC, as she will be retrograde between 12th and 28th degree of Leo. It will be between 23rd of July and 4th of September. Of course, Venus is a lovely planet, and 10th house is about popularity. I mean, our public image. It's about career achievements. It's about your mission in life, your status. And of course, with Venus here, there might be, love affairs, falling in love, engagements, weddings, becoming a parent, becoming a grandparent, a godfather, godmother, only sweet, positive, happy events. You will have beautiful image of someone diplomatic, someone fair and nice, balanced, harmonious, convincing, charming, magnetic. So it's great time to ask for a raise, to go to open your own business, right? Especially if it's related to working with women, with beauty, with sweet food, as Venus rules sugar, clothes, jewelry, money, finances as well. Venus will be across your 4th house, so of course it might give you nice, good, harmonious life at home, beautification of your home environment, making it cozier, nicer. I hope Venus, of course, she will square your ascendant and descendant, your sun or moon, so you will be prompt to be proud of yourself, like yourself, indulge yourself, pamper yourself. But let's focus on this period of Venus being retrograde between 23rd of July and 4th of September, because it's not recommendable to start new Venusian things during her being retrograde. And that is, start a new career, get married, plastic surgery, beauty procedures. What else? Buying something new and expensive, especially impulsively. Well, unless it's secondhand, it's regenerated somehow from something old, maybe it's antique, then maybe it's okay. Venus retrograde is good to research, to reevaluate, to reassess, because Venus is about values. Maybe reevaluate your career. Are you on the right path? Is it what you want to do? Is it what brings you happiness and joy? Are you respected enough? Are you valued enough? Do you receive a proper salary? Do you want to focus on your social status or more on your family life? Are you with the right person? Do you want to marry this person or commit to this person, right? Do you have the proper style? How people see you? Do they see you like a girly girl? Do you want to be more like professional or the opposite, right? So reassessing, reevaluating your in very serious topics, 10th house. It's about your own vocation and status in life, your mission in life. And then Venus goes direct again, and it's already will be really proper time with a clear head, without this confused mind and pink colored glasses, to make proper Venusian decisions about money and love and style and look, right? Lastly, I want to mention that Mercury will be retrograde 3 times in 2023. The dates are between 21st of April till 15th of May. Mercury will retrograde in Taurus in your 7th house, and there might be meeting some old friends or exes, ex-partners, or reevaluating, reassessing, revising your contracts, agreements, and relationships. Then another retrogradation of Mercury between 23rd of August and 15th of September in Virgo. So revising your friendships, your social activities and commitments with other people, group projects, your own hopes and dreams, maybe finally receiving some overdue gains and prizes and acknowledgements for professional achievements. Meeting old friends, and then finally Mercury retrogrades from 13th of December till 1st of January 2024, and he will do the loop between Capricorn and Sagittarius. So reassessing your documents, papers, vehicle, business, online trading activities, and your budget and finances. So dear Scorpio, that's how life looks like for you in 2023. A lot of inner alchemy, inner work, building your solid foundations, getting rid of everything toxic in your life, everything that poisons you, controls you, oppresses you, right? With this Uranus in first 7th house axis, Pluto working from beneath the surface, changing your inner core, Saturn as well, dealing with children and intimate relationships. At the same time, Venus gives you hope and beauty and success with your worldly responsibilities and public image. Definitely attention to work and health by the North Node. Jupiter stimulates as well your work and health and your relationships. Right, dear Scorpio, so this is what I have to say about 2023 on, of course, very general level, really. So quickly, I must say here that I do personal consultations, 2 types, natal chart analysis and yearly forecast. About the natal chart, is super important to do it if you want to know yourself better, like because a personality is like an iceberg. We understand and we realize only, I don't know, 10% of ourselves. The rest is submerged underwater. It's the blind spot. It's the subconscious. Natal chart is like a unique fingerprint that each of us has. And in the natal chart, we read the soul's agreements, what your soul wanted to do here, to experience here through your family environment, through your life experiences, your career, your aspirations, your goals, your desires, your relationships, of course, your children. In the natal chart, we see your talents, what you have to learn here, through what challenges you have to pass, why certain patterns and situations keep repeating in your life, right? What do you truly need? Are you on your right path? And so on. But mind you, my readings are not fatalistic. I don't predict destiny because astrology is not fortune telling. It's a science based on calculations, on influences, on interpretation of the star language, of the universe language, of your soul and your mentality. And destiny, yes, there is something like a destiny, but it's linked to our character, to our decision making, to our worldview, how we perceive the world, we react and act. So yeah, I call it really analysis indeed, and it's done by live Skype conversation, because Skype does not limit you in time, and usually this consultation is 2 hours. I share my screen with my clients. I show them, like today with a mouse, like your natal chart, what I'm talking about. We discuss everything. I love questions, and so of course it's very, very personal. The second type of consultation I offer is the yearly forecast. You can order it any time of the year, but Most people prefer it for a calendar year, let's say from 1st of January this year till 1st of January next year. For me, it's even more logical to order it before your birthday, because I believe more in the special energies for each of you for 1 year from your moment of your birthday till the next birthday. It's the solar year, right? Every birthday triggers different part of your chart and so on, different configuration and planets. Again, you see, for forecasts, we base them on your natal chart. So yes, I analyze 12 months, I work for 3 days, and this forecast I deliver in a written form. It's usually a 10-page Word file. It's like a whole report of your next 12 months. I use several astrological techniques. I try to describe the general tendencies of the year, where you have to pay more attention, what will be more auspicious, where you have to hold yourself tight and just, be more maybe persistent or patient and so on. Usually it's a mixed bag, right? Life is not only one thing. So it's a variety of things. Again, I always rely on your free will. So I give you my advices, my interpretation, my guidance, but it's up to you how you will, of course, act and react upon those. It's like the weather forecasts, truly. Like when the weatherman or woman tells you, okay, tomorrow or next week there will be rain. So for some, there will be rain, right? So for some people that might mean go and dance under the rain, because such as their character, like their natal chart says that you love rain, you want to dance under the rain, and you might even meet some soulmate, right? And there will be a relationship, but it's up to you whether you will give this person your phone number or not. But there might be this predisposition for this, right? Chances. But then for another person, the fact that it will be raining might mean, oh man, I have a hole in my roof, in my living room. So maybe it's better for me to prepare for the rain and first thing first, do the security thing about my roof, right? So you see how one same energy is so personal, how it will act, manifest in your life, and what will you do about it? Right, so I leave in the description below this video my personal contacts, so you can contact me for more information, questions, or to purchase personal reading consultation with me. Also, thank you so much for liking, sharing these videos. I hope they are interesting and useful for you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Always, if you want to express gratitude and support me and my work and this channel, you can do it through donation via PayPal. So I leave my PayPal account as well below this video in the description box. And also YouTube allows you to do the same way through a heart button with a little symbol of dollar within. So if you click on it, you will see the range of possibilities. Dear Scorpios, I wish you a wonderful 2023, very powerful, with possibilities for you to grow and to progress, to know what you want, to reach your fulfillment and happiness, hopefully supported by your loved ones and good, loyal friends and family with you. Stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.